Hello there, Attack on Titan fans. Now, I can say without a doubt, you have arrived at the best and most hyped arc of the anime. And I'm not gonna deny that more than half of that excitement is there because of the sudden transformation of the main character. Yes, Eren Yeager went from another weak-ass soldier who relied on his friends and broke down when the tragedy hit him to a character who now makes his own decisions, brings his own machiavellian plans into play, and fights with extreme brutality. Now with his recent actions on Marley, you may have gotten one question. Is Eren Yeager the hero or the villain of the story? So I'm here to provide you with the answer. So first off, why don't we take a look at why we should label him as a villain? Look no further because Mikasa Ackerman gave the answer right out from her mouth.
So many civilians, innocent people, kids. There's no taking this back.
After transforming in Lebero, Eren's actions resulted in hundreds of casualties, both adults and children. The sequence was brutal, bloody, and unforgiving, and hats off to Studio MPPA for showing that in all its glory. Now you might stop me there and ask, wait, didn't Armin do the same thing? The guy basically nuked a city full of innocent civilians. Yes, so what makes Eren Yeager and Armin Alert different? Their emotions. Right after Armin transforms, you can see the look of guilt on his face. His eyes look weary, his face looks as if it's in pain, and we even get some words about Bertolt, showing that Armin is actually using his Titan not because he's motivated to, but because the situation calls for it. But now look retrospectively at Eren. When Mikasa mentions the murders and destruction Eren had done, his face is stoic and out of emotion. You can see even that he doesn't have a single shed of guilt on his face. Next up we had the murder of the Warhammer Titan. Not only this sequence was brutal, but it showed Eren had no sympathy towards his enemies. He was even going to eat the Jaw Titan alive if Reiner hadn't intervened after throwing away his suicidal thoughts. The only time Eren showed emotion during the entire Marley arc was after the death of Sasha, and even this lasted only for a couple of seconds. So the elephant in the room is, has Eren changed? Is his morality now blurred? Is he constructing his own moral rules? And if so, doesn't he feel any guilt about his actions? If you go along that thought process, needless to say you're thinking that Eren Yeager is the villain of the story. He is the protagonist as well as the final villain. Pretty cool twist, right? But even though it sounds very cool, I don't think that's what Isayama would have wanted to portray through Eren's character. And to prove the point, let's take the conversation between Hanji and Eren in the most recent episode.
ね、戦えって言ってたんだよね。戦えって。何と戦うの?
So after the deeds are done and the damage is irreversible, the Survey Corps has trapped Eren in a prison cell for what he's done, and along comes the new commander, Hanji, to speak with him and knock some sense into him. But the conversation soon turns in Eren's favor as he begins to ask some rhetorical questions. I believe this is the first point where we get to see Eren's true emotions. Notice how Eren asks Hanji if there was another way.
教えてくださいよ、ハンジさん。他のやり方があったら教えてくださいよ。
This is the first point that makes us notice why Eren changed. Try to take a look at things from Eren's perspective. You only have another few more years to live. Your homeland is in danger. Your family and friends are in danger. And you are the only person with the power to make an impact on the world. Apart from that, remember Eren also received some memories after kissing Historia's hand. And even though we only got flashes of the memories he received, from the look on Eren's face, you can see they weren't something pretty.
Eren.
From Eren's point of view, he has only one solution: to destroy everything that harms his homeland and to make sure the world is a peaceful place where one race doesn't triumph over the other. And of course, it means declaring war with all his enemies, and that's going to be very brutal. Throughout the current episodes, there's one quote of Eren that's stuck in everyone's mind: I keep moving forward.
俺は進み続ける。敵を駆逐するまで。
Basically, this means that Eren has taken a more utilitarian approach. Utilitarians are people who only care about the end goal and not anything that happens in between. You have to kill a few millions of people in order to bring long-lasting peace, right? Well, for utilitarians, it's the long-lasting peace that matters, not the millions of corpses they leave behind. In short, this means that Eren Yeager doesn't care what he does, as long as it helps to achieve his goal. Civilians, Titans, or even his friends are all his enemies as long as they oppose his goal. And if you ask how he established establish that mentality, think if you were in his shoes. You believe that Titans were the final enemy. You dream about the land beyond the ocean every day and never even believe humans could be enemies against other humans. You believe freedom is everyone's right and no one will ever steal it from another. And then, one day, it all comes crashing down. Your ideals, your perspective of the world, your understanding of human nature comes crashing into you as the big revelation comes in. This is what happened to Eren Yeager. The dreams and goals he had established in his mind for so long turned out to be lies. The boy who believed in a world of ideals and noble desires realized that the world is full of lies and malice. The history is repeated over and over again, and in the end, you can only point the finger at the greater evil. If Eren Yeager becomes the greater evil, can he also save the world? Could humanity unite at the hands of evil and leave behind all that racism and fascism? Is this the ultimate goal of Eren Yeager? Well, we'll have to wait to find out. If you think Eren Yeager became a monster just because the author wanted to make the manga more interesting, then you're clearly on the illogical side. Anyone who experienced the same thing Eren Yeager did would transform into the same person he is now. And if those same people possessed a powerful titan that could wreak havoc, they would do the same actions Eren did. So, to go back to my previous question, is Eren Yeager the hero or the villain of the story? That's based on perspective. If you're an Eldian who resided in Libero, then no doubt you would think Eren is your enemy. But if you are a Yeagerist following the path of Eren Yeager, then he is your hero. And this is what I like to call the beauty of Isayama's writing. In most shonen anime these days, you can clearly label one person as the hero and the other as the villain. In Naruto, Naruto is the hero. In Black Clover, Asta is the hero. In My Hero Academia, Midoriya is the hero. But in Attack on Titan, you have to choose. Are you on the side of Eren and believe his actions are the best way to achieve peace? Then no doubt he's a hero for you. Do you believe Eren has grown more violent, angry, and all his brutality means nothing? Then, my friend, you can believe that Eren Yeager is the final villain of the story. So, there goes my take on this hero-villain propaganda. Needless to say, Eren Yeager is the man carrying this season on his shoulders. I'm sure the Marley Paradis conflict would be interesting on its own, but we at least need someone who can command charisma on screen and demand your attention. Someone who pulls the plot twist and keeps your eyes glued to the screen. And that person is none other than Eren Yeager. Let us know your own arguments below in the comments, because as one famous fictional character said, evil is evil, lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference. The degree is arbitrary, the definition's blurred, and you get to pick your own moral codes. Thanks for watching Anime Geeks, and I hope you got some understanding about the character of Eren Yeager via this video. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.